Today we are going to go over the Frodo's string methods demo, but before we start that, we are going to go over what is a string class first. Let's think about resource class versus just regular class or static class. Resource class has a special purpose, like because we want to instantiate an object, we encapsulate all the information inside of the resource class. For example, like fields, constructors, and instance methods. So we had the example last year, like a robot class, athlete class, a rectangle class. So whenever we wanted to make a robot, we said a robot Carol equals new robot. So we instantiated the object by using the constructor. The default constructor robot was used. New keyword was used to instantiate. Then, if we wanted to make the robot move, so we said Carol.move. So we have to look at that. We were using the Carol, not robot. So we use the object names. So each object has its own method that is instance method. So instance method did not have a static keyword. Just when we define instance method, we just said like a public void then move. That's it. Something like that. Because there was no static method, whenever you make a Carol object, robot type object, that object, Carol was pointing the object, then this object has all the copies of all the methods and fields. So we can say each robot object has its own field and its own instance method. Now, let's think about like a static class. Yeah, regular class with like a static method. One of the popular one is the math class. Math class is also built-in class. This class has lots of static method because we did not need to make the math object. Whenever we have to calculate by using the math class has, we can just give input value, then get the output. Like all the functions are defined in the math and we just use it like we use a calculator. So in this case, if I want to get the max, if I want to call the max method, actually max starts with lowercase, then if I pass like two numbers, this one will return the bigger number. That's it. Then I would like to use the max method by calling the class math name. So if we have a static keyword, there's no copy, there's only one copy because we're going to call this method by calling the class name. So another name of the static method is a class method because we call with the class. The reason I was talking about those two differences because we want to understand what string class will look like. String class is actually resource class, which is also built-in Java built-in class. String class may have some fields, but we do not know because this is built-in and we didn't look at that. If you really want to look at what string class has, you may look at the API of the string class. So I can say string class may have some fields. Actually, string, another name we say the array of characters. Because we can give index numbers for each character in the string. So we can say, oh, that may be array of the characters, so it may have array. Then each cell will have some values like a Frodo, Burden. So string variable, we also say string as a variable because this is a very popular and useful built-in class. So whenever we have a string variable, I'm going to give the name first. The character always starts from index 0 because a string has array of characters. As one of it's a field, I guess. Then it also has lots of instance methods. String class has array, it's not itself as an array. That means we cannot call this array.length directly. So instance method, one of the instance method returns a real array of the string length. So that is a length method. So you need to remember that when you use an array, you don't have a parenthesis because array has a length variable. But string class has a length instance method, so you have to put the parenthesis. If we go here, now let's see. If you look at some string method are called, you can see so string variable name dot equals. That means whenever you call the strings method, you have to say string object, string reference, string variable, instance method. So you always call with those variable name, not with string class name. It's not like a math class.